24 hours a day, and she's so over the top that it's just kind of like, all right, I'm done. Her shout outs were just every 5 minutes she was shouting out to her sisters at Walgreens. At one point she did a shout out to all her honkies and crackers back in the South. She just did all the, and you're like, okay. And yeah, it was just nonstop. So, but I would love to party with her in New Orleans, but 24 hours a day, just too much.
So he's got to be drunk to deal with her.
Exactly.
Like most women.
Exactly.
So if there was more booze in the house, her personality would have gone down a little smoother.
No, well, probably not, because then we would have had Libra making sure everyone was only allowed to have certain amounts.
Oh, is she moderating the booze?
No, Big Brother would give us what he could, and then Libra would make sure you weren't taking more than you were supposed to.
Oh, you're a lot of chair.
Yeah, and that's when everyone started to get pissed at her, because they're like, what are you, my mother?
Yeah, that's not a good move. Not a good move. Okay, let's go to Memphis and talk to Jackie. Jackie, you're on house calls. Dick, Brian, you're here. Everyone's here.
Jackie, hi.
The gang's all here. What's up, Jackie?
Hi. If you could choose one person to walk out with you when you got evicted, who would it be and why?
Oh, boy. That's a great question, because now you have to go, do I want to pick somebody out so that they don't win? Or do I want to pick somebody out because I love hanging out with them? If I had to make somebody leave right away, I'd take Libra with me, just because she's the gas on the fire, and it would give my friends in the house, the ones that I really enjoyed spending time with, a shot at it. Because you break the April-Memphis Ollie team up, and April, Ollie and Libra team up, and a lot of these people are going to, be able to have another shot at it. So I would have taken Libra with me. 2 seconds. Yeah.
There's very few of these alliances that are this early on in the game that last all the way through the game, though, because you got to change it up. I mean, you got to go with the flow in the house. You just do. Things happen.
The problem is Dan's going to get targeted here because of his association with me and things like that, and he's such a nice guy. But I always said if a lot of these people were smart and paid attention, they would realize that what happened to me showed that there's one person in this house they know they can trust to the end. I mean, that's got to be invaluable to someone in the house. Now, whether or not you're going to take him with you or not.
You think Dan, because of the vote?
Not just the vote, but Dan, every step of the way through this thing was like, and plus you have to see what he has to lose. He's a high school teacher at a Catholic school who's been, was like, his morals and his appearance on television are very important to his way of life back home. So he's not going to come out here.
I've heard that and seen that a lot, no. And it doesn't mean nothing when it comes down to it.
I mean, you guys have seen it.
Well,
you
Dan
don't
lost
think
me when he made a comment about if a woman was ever president, he would leave the country. So I don't know what kind of morals or standards he's upholding.
I didn't hear
but he
that.
lost me there.
You guys against religion, she takes the every time.
But we can always find something to hate on.
When did he say that?
It was in an interview.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
But it doesn't matter. We're all entitled to our opinion. It doesn't mean he's not a nice guy.
Yeah.
But in terms of my vote.
Crap about you either.
We should go to Oklahoma and talk to Jordan.
Oh,
yeah. Jordan, you're up.
Hi.
Hi.
Dick, my question is for you. Since you started out in a big alliance, the LNC, do you think it's better to start the game with a larger number of people, where like this group did, deciding that they're going to go to the final 9 and saying this is how they're going to go out, or is it better to have a smaller alliance, such as you and your daughter, the Sovereign Four, or Chilltown?
Okay. The LNC, the 5 or 7, there were 7 of us. That wasn't a deal, let's make an alliance. What that was Kale coming to me after I got HOH and in a panic, giving up her whole alliance, me going to everybody else going, they're after us, so it's us against them. And that's how that whole thing came about. And we just targeted them and picked them off one by one by one. But before they all went, we all turned on me and Danielle. That's when we went after Eric. And you never wait till the end. Even with the 4 with Eric, you don't wait to the end because you just don't. When they're not expecting it,
Yeah.
If you have the shot, get rid of them. If you have the shot at somebody that is going to be a good competitor, a good player in the game, is playing the game, and you got to, who am I going to take out of here?
Yeah.
That's how this show, this game, has had a lot of really crappy winners. because a lot of the really good people have gone out very early in the game.
That's why I was trying to take Memphis out. I mean, I just knew that towards the end of the game, he was going to be somebody I'd have to deal with.
You know what?
You don't think so?
No. What happens is, in that situation, is everybody else sits on the sidelines. I used to say, you guys are all sitting on the sidelines, eating some chips, drinking a beer, while me, Danielle, Kale, and Jen were like at it every single week, bang, 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 and everybody's just sitting safe as hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody deserves to feel safe in this house for a minute.
Yeah.
Because people would have come after Memphis. You would not be alone in that as the game plays out. Especially he won the car, and he was really like boisterous during the competition, sort of showing off a little, you know, which is fine in normal life, but not in this game, because then people start looking at you and wondering if you're going to be more of a threat than you really are, whether you have any skills or not. But it's like if you draw that kind of attention to yourself. So I think you weren't the only ones going like, this guy's got to get out of here.
Okay. Well, the car, I think, is going to be a
big play.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they always usually, it was the first week. They put it in there because it should be a very hard decision because people will be coming after you because of it.
Because you have it.
Let's go to one of my favorite cities. Let's go to Chi-Town here and talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, you're on House Calls.
Good afternoon, Gretchen. And first of all, I'm going to say congratulations, Evil Dick. You were one of the most hated players out there, but you did your job right.
Thank you.
And one other thing real quick is you might say we can call you the Gordon Ramsay of Big Brother. You say what you think. You don't hold it back.
That's shoot from the hip, man. Shoot from the hip.
And my question is now for Brian, which is simply this. Of the girls, last night you said Memphis of the boys could take it all the way besides you. Who of the girls do you think could take it all the way if they actually play their game plan right?
If she can keep her morals and her conscience out of it, would be Angie. Angie. April, I would like to think could, but she also will have a very large target on her back because she's this, Barbie doll beauty girl that I think will, like Michelle, and I think eventually some of these girls will get tired of. And they'll maybe target her for petty reasons, and I think Libra will eventually turn on that as well. But the thing about it is when we would have conversations with Angie or when anyone asks Angie questions, Angie will tell you only what Angie wants you to know. Like, even about her personal life. So many people will just blah and just spit their whole, the last, however many years of their life just right out on the table. Angie won't give you anything. She will just tell you what she wants you to know, and you can tell she's more reserved than anyone else is, and it seems like she's been making a lot of plays that people don't know about. Some of which I've found out since I left, which is good because she's maneuvering herself kind of well. That would be my best guess from this point. But
okay, cool. Now, Jason in Indiana, you're on House Calls.
Hi.
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 Hi, Jason.
What's going on?
Not much.
We're just kicking back, having a beer, and waiting for your question.
When did you get it? You got a beer?
Well, I just wanted
You didn't get one?
A strip bar later.
I wanted to tell Brian as a consolation that the last 2 seasons, the first person who got evicted was pretty unmemorable. It's not the case with him, so that's kind of a nice consolation. And I was kind of wondering...
I hope you say that in 2 weeks when everybody's forgotten who I am. But okay, but thank you.
Now, Jason, do you say that because of the bold moves that Brian made in the game? Oftentimes...
No, because he's cute.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, kinda. Wait, his bold moves or his
No,
cuteness?
he said he's cute.
Both.
He's cute.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Okay, let's go to Connecticut and talk to Lisa. Lisa, you're on House Calls.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, Brian. That's what I want to ask you. I'm still not understanding this.
Okay.
When you went out with Julie, and she asked you, who's the silent but deadly one. Okay, I understand that Memphis won the car, and he's kind of, boisterous, but you took him as the biggest threat. Explain to me why Memphis is the biggest threat.
Well, in the house... everyone is you'd hear a lot of things that people would talk about throughout the course of the day, and when they refer to people, they refer who they like and things like that, which will all change very soon. But Memphis is very intelligent, he's very charismatic, and physically he's very strong, which I know doesn't always make a play, but in the physical competitions it will. Jesse looks up to him like a little brother. You can tell Angie gets along with him very well, plus they have their little alliance going on. Michelle will throw attention wherever, whichever guy throws at her direction. And I just think that he's smart enough to to hold back a little bit when he needs to, let these girls eat each other apart, and then when he does make a push forward, he'll have another people on his side to make a move. The car thing will definitely, I mean, I agree 100%. This car thing will come into play.
It almost always does.
I know.
But it almost always does. I mean,
it does. I don't really know why. I guess people are like, well, you already won something.
When Amber went to, what was it, Power 10? First thing in my mind was, there's no way. She's next.
Okay, now why is that? What is that mentality? Is it that you got something?
You had your shot. We won our shot.
Really?
Yeah, like you got something already, so only one of us can leave with something.
It's like you settled.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to sacrifice, man.
And when him and Steven played Rochambeau for the last little bit, then I think that was, he had even said, Steven, I owe you something. But I just think that the question is going to be, you're only going to get so many shots at Memphis, I think. And it's going to be